I'm Kimberly from Fat Quarter Shop, and today we're working with strip sets to make this fat quarter friendly quilt. Download the free Square Up quilt pattern at Fat Quarter Shop. A link to the pattern is in the description box. Now let's talk about what we need to make the quilt. The Square Up pattern uses 12 fat quarters, a background, binding, and backing. This is great if you are a member of a fat quarter club at Fat Quarter Shop since it uses 12 fat quarters. These fabrics today are a Bloom by Coriander, and for the background we're using Bella Solid Color 200. It's a great white that's not too bright and not too light. Before we start making the quilt, I thought I would show you the blocks. We're going to be using some 5.5-inch squares for part of the blocks, and then the others are going to be a simple block, and each side is made from a strip set. Once you have your 12 fat quarters, your background, and your free pattern from Fat Quarter Shop, now we can get started. Your very first step after you cut all of your fabrics is to put together 2 different fabric B strips. These are from your fat quarters, and a fabric C strip from your background. You're going to sew these together with a 1/4-inch seam, and I do recommend pinning. As you sew strip sets together, they're less likely to be wavy if you pin before you go to the sewing machine. Once you've sewn those together, you will press towards your print fabric, and you're going to make a total of 18 of these strip sets. Now we're going to take our strip sets and we're going to subcut each of them into 2.5 by 5.5-inch rectangles. And this is already 5.5, so we need to cut across into 6 2.5-inch rectangles. Now to make this go faster, if you take the Stripology squared mini ruler and you line up one of your lines on the ruler, you can cut at the 0, 2.5, and 5. And just don't move your ruler. And then when you're putting your blade in, if you put it in slightly angled, it goes in easier. And you haven't had to move very much, and you already have 2 cut. Now from each strip set, we're gonna cut 6 total. So again, now here, all you have to do is start at the 0 mark and make sure your line is across. So let me know if you've tried the Stripology ruler and if you think it saves you time. I think it definitely gives you more accurate cutting and it goes a lot faster. You'll have this piece left over. Just save this for your stash for another quilt. So now you're just gonna lay your strip sets out and we're gonna make some blocks. And I just like to lay them out randomly. And then in between each, you're gonna put a fabric D rectangle. That's from your background. So that can be a block, that can be a block, and that can be a block. And it's okay if you have the same color. I just wouldn't have the same exact color and print within it. I would pin 3 times, sew the fabric D, press, and then add the other one. You're gonna make a total of 51 of these. You'll have a couple of extra units, and if you want to, you can make extra blocks to put on the back of your quilt. Now here are some of the blocks that we've made just to show you how fun they look. This could make a scrappy quilt, but it is a great fat quarter quilt that works up beautifully. So I want to show you the final quilt. The top row is going to be 7 different square up blocks. So this is how you would place them. And in between each block, you're going to have another sashing, which is fabric D. That's that same sashing that you used here. And you're gonna have 7 square up blocks, and you will have 5 rows of those. Your second row is gonna alternate between square up blocks and fabric A squares, also with that sashing in between. You're gonna make 5 of this row and 4 of this row, and then this fabric E right here is gonna be your sashing. For the outside, we put 2.5-inch borders on the edge. You could of course make that wider or skinnier. We put a nice peach on our binding, and we did a really cute polka dot birdhouse on the back. This quilt is not too big or too small. It's 45 inches by 57 inches. The Square Up pattern is beginner friendly, uses 12 fat quarters, and I know all of you have at least 12 fat quarters in your stash. This is a great weekend project. Let me know what pre-cut you would like us to feature in our next video, and I'll see you there.